Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, the title of this one is called The Art of Turning Down Pussy. Now, you might be like, yo, what the fuck, Mr. Locario? What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Aren't we trying to get some pussy? Why would we be turning down pussy? Right? So, before I get into all of this, what happened was the other day I was talking to a friend and, he was saying to me, he was like, yo, how did how are you able to date all these women, have sex with all these girls that you've been with? How are you able to make this happen? You understand? And so, I was telling him a few things, but one of the things that I told him, one of the things that I said that actually made me get more pussy was the fact that I would actually turn down pussy. Right. And so, what I explained to him is what I'm going to explain to you in this video. Right. And, before I get into this, what you got to understand is that, in order for you to really turn down pussy, you have to be the type of guy who's, at a point in the game where you've sort of been there, done that. You done fucked a whole bunch of girls and all this other stuff. So, that's going to make it easier for you to turn down pussy. See, if you're the type of guy who hasn't really had that much sex, or, you're a virgin, or, you've only like had sex with one or two girls here and there and all this other stuff, or it's been a while since you've had sex, it's going to be hard for you to turn down pussy. You understand? Like, you could do it, but it's going to be harder for you, and you probably are not going to want to because you are, you haven't really had shit popping for yourself. You understand? But you might be saying, so what's the point of this whole turning down pussy shit, right? So the thing is is that, turning down pussy, when we even say turning down the pussy, is not literally you just always turning down a chick who wants to have sex with you right now, right? But, and that could be it too. The chick wants to do you and you're like, nah, I'm good, right? But it's also talking about turning down chicks who are whack. You understand? Chicks who are on some bullshit, chicks who have an attitude problem, chicks who don't cooperate, all that other good shit, right? So, those chicks you're turning down because they're on some bullshit and you're not fucking with them. And also you're turning down chicks who want to have sex with you, but they're on some bullshit, or they're just, on some goofy shit and you're just not really trying to fuck with them like that, right? So now, the stuff that I'm saying to you right now might sound kind of weird, because you're just probably thinking like, I don't understand, why would I want to turn down pussy, and how is that even going to help me get pussy? You feel what I'm saying? So, I got to explain it to you a little bit more, right? So you're asking, why turn it down? For what? What's the point, right? Now, one of the reasons for turning down the pussy is because what happens is that when most guys are interacting with women, right? Since they want sex so bad, and since they want to, get their dick wet and do all this other stuff, what happens is that a lot of these guys end up playing themselves when they're interacting with women. They end up doing like way too much. They end up, some of these guys start simping, and they're doing a whole bunch of crazy shit, right? So now when you're so thirsty for the ass, what happens is that you end up doing shit that you probably shouldn't have been doing, like fucking chicks raw, or, simping, buying chicks a whole bunch of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Going all out of character to get some ass, right? So what happens is that when you have the strength to turn down pussy, what you're really doing is that you are sort of taking away that bargaining chip that chicks have, and you're making it not affect you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that, since you want pussy so bad, you end up doing a whole bunch of other shit. You understand? But if you can take it or leave it, if you could take the pussy or leave it, you're just like, whatever, it doesn't really matter that much, right? Then you won't have the urge to basically go overboard to try to get it, or you won't have that thirsty energy when you're dealing with a chick. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is that if you have that energy or that power to turn it down, then what you're doing is that you're taking away the power that the chick has to influence you to be on some sim shit, on some trick shit, on some other shit, right? So, that's the benefit, right? That's one of the benefits right there. So how does it make you get more pussy though? Right? So what happens is that what you guys got to understand about women and the type of guys that women are really attracted to and really flock to are usually guys who display themselves as the type of men who are used to being around women, men who are confident, men who actually interact with them in a way that shows that they don't necessarily need the chick. Those are the type of dudes that women really flock to, because you got to understand something. Women like to chase men. You understand? See, a lot of guys got it wrong where they'll try to chase a chick. You understand? Like, you can pursue a girl. You can, holler at a chick, walk up to her, holler at her, get her number, hit her up and go out with her, hook up, whatever it is, right? But you got a lot of guys who are sort of chasing women, meaning, the girl's not really that into them or whatever, or she's just sort of like chilling or whatever, and the dude just is constantly hitting her up. The girl's not really paying him that much attention. She might make a date, she under flaking, and he'll still, keep following her and chasing her and all this other stuff. See, when you do that, what happens is that the chick looks at you like you're just some dude who doesn't really respect himself. You have no value in yourself. You're not really that confident, because if you were, you wouldn't be chasing all up on her after she's treating you like crap. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that when you're the type of guy who is interacting with a woman and you have that vibe where you don't necessarily need to have sex with her, and you're not giving off that energy like you have to have her, what happens is that she starts to wonder if you are into her or not. You understand what I'm saying? And then that starts her, chasing you and trying to really make shit happen with you. Right? And then so now, if you're the type of guy who can turn it down, whenever she's trying to throw it at you, you're not just grabbing it and saying, yes, I'm going to take it. You're sort of, throughout the whole situation when you're dealing with her, you start to evaluate her more. You start to see what type of chick this is. You start to look at her and say, okay, are you good enough for me to even fuck you? You understand what I'm saying? That's the vibe you're giving off, right? And then so the thing is that you differentiate yourself from other men. And then so you become more valuable in her eyes. And then that's what makes her want to fuck you more. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you're dealing with these chicks, there's going to be situations where, the chick is going to want to, do some shit with you. But the thing is that she's going to put you in a sort of predicament that's going to, make you look like a trick or a simp or whatever in order to get the ass. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I'll give you an example. One time I was, dealing with this chick. And I think I talked about this before too. I was dealing with this chick. We went out on a date or whatever. We was hanging out and, we got some drinks and all that shit. And then, we went to go get something to eat real quick and all that other stuff. Right. So she wanted to she thought we were going to have sex that night, but I was actually on my way to see another chick. So I couldn't bang this girl because I was actually going to see another girl within the next hour. So there wasn't really any time. So, I told her, I was like, look, we could get together, on a weekend or something and we could make it happen. Right. So she was like, all right, cool. So I was like, listen, I'm gonna come over to your crib. Right. And then she's on some shit talking about, oh, nah, I don't, I don't like to bring guys I just met over to my house. And I'm like, why not? She's like, oh, I just don't want to do it or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, you ain't coming to my crib because, my girl is there. You feel what I'm saying? So then what happened was she was like, all right, well, we could like go to a hotel or something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, okay, cool. So what's going to be up with this paying for the hotel thing? Because I don't got no problem with paying half, but I ain't paying for this whole fucking thing. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I told her. And so she's like, oh no, I'm not going to pay for the hotel. You need to pay for the hotel. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You feel what I'm saying? And she's like, look, you pay, you bring the money for the hotel and I'm going to bring the pussy. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just like, oh my God, here we go. So I told her, listen, either we going half on a hotel or we ain't doing it. You feel what I'm saying? And then so she was like, okay, you know, she was kind of upset that I brought it to her like that, but that it is what it was what it was, and I just turned the shit down. I was like, I'm not gonna, you know, overextend myself just to fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I let that be. You understand? And so what happens is that, you know, I'm creating you know, myself into the type of guy who is not going to bend over backwards and do all this other extra shit for women. So even though I didn't have sex with that girl, the next girl and the next girl that I deal with, I already have that vibe on, you know, within me. And then so what happens is that when they're dealing with me, they can see that I'm not the type of dude who's super thirsty all up on them. And again, since they, you know, notice that I'm not like that, they're wondering, you know, hey, you know, does this guy really like me? I'm not sure, whatever. And then it gets them chasing. You feel what I'm saying? And then that's when, you know, it happens where they actually want to make shit pop, right? And then so, you know, there was a time, where, and this is, you know, I still mess around with other chicks here and there and all that other stuff, but, you know, I got a wife and I got a girlfriend, so, you know, and I'm running this business, so I ain't got as much time as I used to. But there was a time when I had, you know, a little bit more time on my hands, right? And I was basically like turning pussy down like every, you know, few weeks. You understand? And the reason why was because a lot of these chicks was whack. They was on some bullshit. They wasn't cooperating. So I was like, I'm not even going to really fuck with you like that. You understand? So I would turn them down even before anything could even pop off. I noticed the bullshit and I would turn them down. And then literally as I'm turning a chick down, it was like I would run into two more chicks that I would get with. You understand? So it was like the turning them down wasn't really necessarily making a difference. You understand? Because I still had other chicks around and I was meeting new chicks every day. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing was that the turning down of the chicks made it, you know, easier for me to get more, because whenever I would talk to a girl or interact with her, you understand, I was giving off that vibe where she was sort of confused about the situation. Because what happens is that most of the guys that were dealing with her were usually sweating her, kissing her ass, buying her a whole bunch of shit and all this other stuff. And then here I come, you know, questioning this chick, interrogating her, trying to see what the fuck she's about, and just, you know, like being like cool, calm, and collected. And then she's like wondering what the fuck is going on. It will be to the point where sometimes, like, I would be at a bar or a lounge or something, you know, at a meetup event or something like that with a couple of my boys and shit, and then, you know, I'll be talking to a chick and I'm interacting with her and talking to her, and I would just, like, you know, either walk away or I'll be like, oh, you know, it's nice meeting you, I'm gonna, you know, go around and talk to some other people. And sometimes the girls will come, like, grab me before I walk away and be like, hey, so, you know, don't you want my number or something? And I'm like, all right, fucking give me a number. You understand what I'm saying? Because I wasn't really, like, I'm talking to them, I'm flirting with them, but at the same time, I'm not really giving off that energy that where I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to talk to you, hot girl, and I hope you like me, you hot chick, and I'm so excited at the opportunity to talk to you. I'm like, I'm not giving off that vibe. You understand? I'm giving off the vibe of, I'm talking to you, I'm asking you questions, I'm sort of, you know, feeling you out to see if I want to fuck with you. You understand? And I have that take it or leave it attitude. So, you know, there's times where, you know, chicks will be on some bullshit, and I could tell they was on some bullshit, but they were still flirting. But I would sort of like not even fuck with them, because I'm like, you know, her level of cooperation isn't where I feel it needs to be. So I'm gonna turn that down. I'm cool. You understand what I'm saying? Or I would be in situations just like the story I was talking about earlier, where the girl wanted to fuck, but she, you know, was on some bullshit about the whole situation. And so I fucking turned it down. You understand what I'm saying? And then so the girls that I would be having sex with and doing all this other stuff, you know, it was basically, you know, a little bit more easier for me to get it. And then when I got it, it was with quality chicks who were cooperating, chicks who were actually bringing shit to the table. You understand what I'm saying? And there was more women that I had around. So it was like, I remember one day, I had sex with like, I think I had sex with like 3 chicks in one day, and I was exhausted. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, I can't keep doing this shit. But anyway, so this one day I had sex with these 3 girls, right? And then this other chick, she hit me up because I remember it was weird. I spent the night at this girl's house. We woke up. I had sex with her, left her house, and I saw this other chick maybe like, what was it, like an hour or two later, because I went straight from the chick who I woke up, I went straight from her house to another chick's house, and this was probably around like 2 p.m. where I was at the second chick's house, right? And then so when I'm at the second chick's house, this third chick calls me, and I go over to her place around 6. You understand? So then I leave this chick's house at like maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, because I literally just went over there, smashed, and was out, right? So I get home and I take a shower and I'm chilling. Then I get a fucking, text from on the phone and shit. And this chick, some other chick who I got her information, and I hit her up like a week before, and she's like, yo, what's up? What you up to? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nothing. I'm just chilling, in a crib, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And so she was basically trying to like get together to hook up on some shit. You understand what I'm saying? But what happened was, she was being on some like wishy-washy, goofy stuff. And I'm thinking, I'm trying to set this up maybe for like, tomorrow or the weekend or some shit. Then I could go see this girl. But she wanted to smash that night. And I'm like, yo, I'm fucking tired already. I had sex with 3 chicks today. This is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing was, it was easy for me to turn that down because I already fucked 3 girls that day. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing was, and I'm not really sweating trying to get with this girl because I'm good. You feel what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, again, like I was saying earlier, it's a hard thing to do if you're not the type of guy who hasn't been in a situation where you've experienced an abundance of women. You understand what I'm saying? And let me let you guys know that, around this time when I was going around smashing all these chicks or whatever like that, right? I was putting in work. So I don't want you guys thinking, I'm fucking on some magical shit out of here. Nah, I was putting in some work. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing was, I was putting in some work. So I had, chicks left and right in the phone, and, meeting chicks like pretty much almost every day. You understand what I'm saying? So with all that, since I'm doing all this, I'm meeting all these women, it's nothing for me to turn down some pussy. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to be harder for you to do this, if you don't have access to a good number of women. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be, a lot of women all at one time. It just has to be a sort of consistency in you meeting women and interacting with women on, it has to be on a consistent basis. And then it's going to be easier for you to be able to turn down chicks when you notice they're on some bullshit. Because, right now, what happens is that some of you guys, you're going to be dealing with chicks, and this chick is on some ratchet shit. This chick is a whole bunch of drama. This chick is on some bullshit, but you'll still fuck her because you haven't had sex in like 3-4 months. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that by you being able, to have an abundance of women and to be comfortable turning down some pussy, when that ratchet chick comes around, you be like, okay, well, I ain't really fucking with you because you want some ratchet shit. So what happens also too, and what's the benefit of this is that, you become more selective, with the chicks that you really fuck with. And then what happens is that if any of you guys want a girlfriend or, long-term relationship type shit, you are better equipped to pick and choose a woman who is, better suited to be wifey material. You understand? Because you're not just choosing and dealing with chicks out of desperation. You're evaluating chicks and seeing, okay, yeah, not you. Yeah, I'll see you again. You, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? And also what happens too is that, the more chicks that you get when you're interacting with these girls, the better quality of women that you're going to want later on. So even, it helps out with if you're trying to get that wifey chick, or you really want to get hotter chicks. Because a lot of times guys say, how do you get, hotter girls and all this other stuff. And it's by you going out there and realizing that you can attract women. And then once you start dealing with all these different chicks, you're going to, want the best out of the women. You feel what I'm saying? So the best meaning not even just the women being physically attractive, but also the women actually all around being a cool fucking chick, and a chick who brings something to the table, and a chick who, cooperates and all this other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And so by you turning down the bullshit, you start to give yourself more space and energy to interact with the hot chicks, the ones that are cooperating, the ones who bring something to the table, and all that other good shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, the art of turning down pussy, right, is basically you getting yourself in a space where you're comfortable enough to do that. And then once you start being able to do that, you put yourself in a situation to attract more women, because you become that guy who doesn't necessarily feel the need to, you don't really need it. You're not really needy. And then women recognize that and they want to chase you and throw it at you.
Master the game and join dating and life coach Mr. Locario live in New York City on Saturday, March 25th in Times Square for the Bad Boy Seminar. Mr. Locario has some exclusive, realistic approaches to the dating game that will help you be successful with women. Purchase your tickets at MrLocario.com. Space is extremely limited, so pick up your tickets today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com.
Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.